Okay, let's get scale in here. Go to Visual Studio, jump to the top until you find the MapLevel, or you can just search for MapLevel. Right click on it, say go to definition, that'll open up the common folder. At the top of the MapLevel struct, type in public int mscale. Go back over to the lab. In the center drop down, select base shape and add the scale. Value. In the initialize, we also need to add scale. Now the annoying part, we have to take each of these results vertices, open bracket, results vector count, close bracket, and multiply it times the scale. And we have to do that all the way down. Now you could do a loop, but that just seems pointless in this lab. So after every results vertices, open bracket, results v count, close brackets, add results vertices, results v count times equals to the scale in each of the sides. And you'll know if you miss one because there will be a side that will be offset in the front end when we actually create a shape. So the scale augments both the size and the placement of each nugget. But that's only halfway there. If you notice, you'll notice that we have a red marker over here because in our initialize, we need to add MapLevel scale. So we pass in the scale also. But now we have a really annoying part. Up here in the handle input, we need to divide our points by MapLevel.mScale. In both places. And now we also need to multiply our values by the MapLevel scale. Do I multiply them or do I? Hold on. No, I don't do these. My mistake. We've already divided. We don't multiply these, but we do have to multiply our preview placements. That's it. So now, instead of doing these over and over again, copy everything up like that. And now we just got to come down here and do each of these. So some of our numbers are in reverse order. We need to make sure that we're looking out for those. These first ones are not, though. They're in the same order. This one's in reverse order, so we'll have to reverse them. I think that's the most annoying part. The next one, I think, is also in reverse order. But now on this one, we have to go back to the original order. So hard coding is not always easier. Sometimes it's harder. But we will be leaving hard coding shortly when we get our mesh library in place. All right, this one's in reverse order. And that will make things much easier. This one's back in the normal order. Partially take that back. This part of it will still be hard-coded, but we'll just make it a little bit more dynamic. Last one. All right. Let's jump over to the front end. Click play. Oh no. What did I forget? I forgot to set the scale for 1. It's got a scale of 0. And that was it. Now, although it's much bigger, I'm moving much slower because it's much bigger. So a scale is huge. Well, it's not huge yet. It'll be a little while. But I'm going to have to speed up, set my speed to like 24. And then set my jump speed to like 16. And that works out better. I messed that one up. So let's place negative, negative. I must have missed it. Negative, positive, 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 negative, negative. Speed up our character again. This time, let's give it a bigger scale of 10. Wow. I'm going slow again, although my camera's been set to speed up. So now we're getting into the world where you could put an entire city inside, or an entire village, or a farm, or a mining operation, whatever, all inside of one of these. Little mountain range, etc. A good idea to think about is when you actually select it, this would be an overhead map view. So this would be much more rough. And then when you select an area, you zoom down to it and you load another hexagonal map or even a voxel map. And I believe I mentioned before, a good idea is to have a selection method on these, where first of all you select the hexagon you're going to place, and then you have your buildings that you're going to place inside of it, and you can select which edge or which area of the hexagon you want to place it in. Those are all ideas. Let's go up to 25, yeah. And take this up to 50 in speed. And double my height. And it still wasn't high enough. So now we're looking at the bitmap is kind of betraying us. I guess we need to go over to materials, select both of these bitmaps. Both of these maps, and do something like, no, wrong way. So now that looks a little bit closer. Take that even higher. Now things are, I guess 50 was a little bit too fast. And each of these become an area onto themselves. So you select an area. Let's turn that map up a little bit more. 75. There we go. We're going to talk some and show some examples of making these hexagons, after we get into the mesh library, making these hexagons react to one another. But right now it's still very plain, and that's okay, because we got a big part of the bulk out of this example. We get the mesh library initialized, and you should be able to get into the simulation part of your game. If you're getting something out of this, please subscribe. Like I said, I'm working on the Udemy course that's going to go along with this. It's going to be much more advanced, but we're going to, here on YouTube, we're going to get to multiple chunks and having our chunks react to each other. And I think we're going to get to some tower defense stuff. But if you're getting something out of this, please subscribe and like. And I hope to see you in the next video, because we're jumping over to mesh libraries. And that's a big deal. See you there.